And what a finale it was. Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 Ip Man 4 The Finale moments. For this list, we're looking at scenes in Ip Man 4 that stuck out for their rousing fight choreography or emotional resonance. As always, a spoiler alert is now in effect.
Number
10. Hartman vs. Colin. Ironically enough, some Americans have difficulty welcoming and learning from other cultures, though none more so than the movie's villain, Marine Gunnery Sergeant Geddes.
You mind explaining to me what exactly this contraption is?
When the Asian American Staff Sergeant Hartman brings a wooden Wing Chun training dummy onto the base, Geddes is having none of it. Unwilling to take Chinese kung fu seriously, Geddes has Hartman go up against Karate Master Colin to prove himself and the martial art. Hartman indeed has some skills, but he unfortunately doesn't have the physique to best his opponent. Thinking he was proven right, Geddes makes an example out of Hartman by making the Chinese troops run laps while the training dummy burns, establishing himself as one despicable antagonist not to be trifled with. Number 9. The Lazy Susan Fight. One extraordinary thing about these movies is that the martial artists on display have a knack for turning any setting into a fighting ground and any object into a weapon, even something as innocuous as a lazy Susan. In this scene, Ip Man comes to San Francisco's Chinese Benevolent Association looking for endorsement for his son to attend school in America. The CBA's chairman, Master Wan, is more than happy to write a letter of recommendation, provided that Ip Man denounce his former student Bruce Lee for teaching kung fu to non-Chinese.
其實小龍只不過係想將我哋中國功夫發揚光大啫，我認為係一件好事。
Ip refuses, leading the two to express their strain on the table's centerpiece. Neither relents, and so the heavy glass turntable has no choice but to shatter.
Oh my god, 算咧。
Number 8. Sergeant Geddes vs. Master Wan.
These Chinamen right here, I just crushed all of them. You're the only one left. I need to fight you.
If there's one thing we've seen in these movies, it's protagonists holding their ground in the face of injustice despite getting a serious beatdown for it. Said injustice again comes in the form of Sergeant Geddes, who seeks out Master Wan for retribution for one of his fighters' defeats. More on that later.
馬師傅，你冇必要接受佢嘅挑戰㗎。
有必要。再讓着他，就不是中國人。
Wan accepts this challenge, and the two head to the Marine base to settle their differences. At first, it looks as if Geddes is going to have to eat crow for his ignorance, with Wan proving too quick for him. However, Geddes is able to stay staunch and land some killer blows, sending Wan to the mat. Wan ultimately loses, but his resilience in the face of adversity speaks volumes.
Enough!
Number 7. The Schoolyard Fight. Seeing Ip Man's exploits in America means we get to see him kick butt in different environments than in previous movies. After meeting with the high school principal to see about his son's potential enrollment, Ip comes across Wan's daughter Yona being accosted by a mean girl and her boyfriend's cronies. Though Yona fights back to some extent, she's simply outnumbered. Ever the one to defend the innocent, Ip Man intervenes and gives the jocks a whooping they aren't liable to forget.
Stay out of this, old man. Oh, you want some too?
Sure, they're adolescents, so Ip doesn't go too hard on them, but he brandishes enough gusto to give them a taste of their own medicine. Essentially spanking them with their own hockey sticks like they're petulant children. Good on you, Ip.
No, I'm sorry. Okay.
Number 6. The Mid-Autumn Festival Showdown.
You understand I will go all out.
Come on, then.
Here is where Sergeant Geddes' karate fighter gets embarrassed by Chinese Kung Fu when he was trying to do just the opposite. Black-belted Colin arrives at the Mid-Autumn Festival in Chinatown looking for trouble, and gets it when he faces a quartet of Wing Chun masters. He takes down the first three with relative ease, each dwarfed by his impressive stature. But he gets more than he bargained for when Ip Man steps up to face him.
夠啦！
Astonishingly, Ip is able to use Colin's weight and force against him. Sending him to the ground on multiple occasions and redirecting him in mid-air on another. It's a decisive enough victory for Ip Man and Kung Fu to send the crowd into a frenzy. Number 5, the Alleyway Fight.
Yo, Kung Fu Man. I saw you at the tournament tonight. I think your stuff is bullshit. I don't buy it.
With its over-the-top villains and bold plot developments, Ip Man 4 serves as a sort of ode to 70s martial arts cinema, the likes of which Bruce Lee popularized. So it came as a gleeful surprise to find actor Danny Chan as Lee participate in a bout that would fit right into one of the latter's films. Following a tournament, Lee and his students are accosted by a gang of black belts. He's quickly summoned to a nearby alleyway by their master, where the two engage in a good old-fashioned face-off. It's a well-choreographed fight, one that makes proper use of the environment and weaponry once nunchucks are introduced. Still, Lee's greatest weapons are his feet and fists, as he gleefully proclaims victory. Number 4, Ip Man tells his son he has cancer. The impetus for the entire plot being Ip Man wanting to secure his son American schooling in light of his throat cancer diagnosis, this scene may have hit the hardest without throwing a single punch.
博士，我有 cancer。
Touched by the doting relationship between Master Wan and his daughter Yona, Ip dials Hong Kong for the umpteenth time in an effort to reconnect with Ip Jin. Since the beginning, Ip Jin has been irate with his father for his refusal to teach him Wing Chun, but news of the diagnosis is the thing able to make him come to the phone.
你同我聽住，我淨係講一次，你老豆有 cancer。
Once there, Jin tearfully pleads with Man to come home. And it's now that we feel the full force of love they have for each other.
阿爸，
你幾時返啊？
我仲有一件事情要處理，等我辦好，我就即刻返嚟。
Number 3, Ip Man vs. Master Wan.
想要拿下，不用通过我女儿，凭你自己的真本事，打赢我。
Don't worry, they wouldn't just tease us with an awesome Lazy Susan fight without delivering later on. Convinced Ip Man only rescued his daughter Yona to make himself look better, Master Wan challenges him to prove himself worthy of a recommendation letter by engaging in a sparring match. With Yona looking on trepidatiously, the two are as level as one would hope, with Wan even going one-handed to accommodate for Ip's previous schoolyard injury.
怎么了？受过伤啊？
As if their contentiousness awakens something, an earthquake begins to rattle the house and lay waste to everything in it. Wan looks to postpone the match, but Ip Man dejectedly declines, leaving us to wonder who would have come out on top.
其實分勝負係咪真係咁重要呢？我哋係咪應該用中國武術去改變外國人對我哋華人嘅偏見？
Number 2, Ip Man vs. Sergeant Geddes.
This is Master Yip Man. He defeated Collins last night, and he's here to kick your ass.
Looking to wrap up the franchise, Ip Man 4 the finale really needed to come through with its, well, finale. In proper Ip Man fashion, Ip Man arrives at the Marine base aiming to teach the deplorable Sergeant Geddes a lesson in humility and tolerance. With the Marines in attendance, the two duke it out to the brutal end. Geddes once again relies on his powerful legs and heavy boots to deal serious damage, but Ip proves too swift and punishing to Geddes' weak points, breaking his arm and crushing his windpipe to the point that he can't continue. With Geddes being escorted to the sickbay, Ip is given a round of applause by Hartman and the rest of the troops. Now that's respect. Before we unveil our #1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Sikun, yes! I'm so happy to see you. Woo!
I am a teacher. I teach Chinese Kung Fu, Chinese martial art.
Like a gymnast?
Is that it? Is this your Chinese Kung Fu? Huh?
这封信呢，算是姗姗来迟，不好意思让你久等了。
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. #1. Training dummy footage. It's no secret that the Ip Man movies are largely sensationalized and fictitious accounts of the real Ip Man's life. The fourth film is no exception, though it does end on a note that will have audiences feeling closer to the Grandmaster. Upon returning to Hong Kong, Ip reunites with his son, who tells him he'd rather learn Kung Fu than go to America.
我諗得好清楚，我唔想去美國，我真係好鍾意打拳。
Ip demonstrates on a training dummy while Jin films, recreating one of the few footages of the actual Ip Man. This leads into a montage of the series' most memorable scenes, a tactic other franchises have employed, but this one completely earns. From there, we see Bruce Lee attending Ip's funeral, giving him and us a chance to say goodbye. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.